All right. Welcome to another episode of Mrs. Z and Fifth with your host, Zach Keas and the Fifth General. Zach Keas, what's up, man?
Hey, what's good? What's good? Good to be here. Always good to be here. Yes.
Absolutely. All right. Man, something came across my algorithm. You know how it is. We work. We clock in, clock out. We got lives, and sometimes news just goes past us, you know?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah. I had saw a clip of famous rapper Nicki Minaj, Queens, New York, spoke at the UN. Talking about what's going on with the recent threat. That Trump, basically was saying, hey, Nigeria's out there killing Christians out there. So
yes.
Threaten to send troops out there. So I mean, we're gonna get into that, and then we're gonna get into Nicki's speech, and then we're just gonna get into what this means for Nigeria, what this means for America, what does this mean for the world?
Right.
What's going to be the follow up to that? What's actually going to happen?
Yeah.
Amongst the other stuff that goes on, before we even get to crisis out there, you know what I'm saying? It's just so much stuff going on at the same time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I want to, before we get into the news that you guys at Kids, I just want to give a special acknowledgement and a shout out to De La Soul. I mean, they produced a powerful album this past week.
Legend. Golden era legend. Hip hop golden era legends.
Cabin in the Sky.
Yes. Sure. De La Soul.
De La Soul.
Yeah.
We lost the good brother Dave, aka Plug 2.
Plug 2 from De La Soul.
Of De La Soul not too long ago. And this album is it has verses from Plug 2. And there's some dedications and tributes to him all over the project. I feel like the whole entire album is a tribute to him.
Yes. He would have wanted to continue. Man.
Yeah. Great hip hop. Great hip hop for if you love pure hip hop, you're gonna love this. If you're a fan of De La Soul, you're gonna love this. It's in my opinion, I think it's a combination of classic De La and modern day De La as far as their sound, all wrapped in one album. I believe this album is gonna go down as one of De La's best albums they've ever put out.
Ooh,
and also, it's so good that it should be considered for album of the year.
Whoa.
Yeah, nomination. Yes. That good.
Whoa.
That good. Yeah.
That good. Yeah. Got it. It's a must. If you love hip hop, it's a must listen to. It's a must listen to. You have to listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it. Yeah.
The Mass Appeal, Nas's record label. Man, if he don't get label of the year, because they just been putting out just great music.
Mobb Deep,
Ghostface, Raekwon. Slick Rick put out something earlier. Legendary Slick Rick. Big L, unreleased. Songs and some remixes or whatever, some repurposed verses, but definitely a Big L release. We haven't gotten a Big L release in a very long time. And then Nas is gonna drop his album next month with DJ Premier. So we shall see. Nas, you got a hard act to follow because the albums that you've been having come out this year, especially because everybody has been talking about the Mobb Deep album. For the past several weeks, month, whatever,
I listened to the whole,
Right, that was a great album. And then
good album,
this De La album comes out, which is a complete package of music. So listen,
you got golden era hip hop. You'll love about
this Daylight album. No, it's really no. Listen, I'm not even just overhyping it. This is a Grammy attention. Like I think this album can get Grammy attention, regardless of whether it wins or not. Because to be honest with you, I don't care about the Grammys to. Like I don't need the Grammys to.
Right.
What do you call?
For validation.
I don't need. Thank you. Thanks for that word. Thank you. I don't need the Grammys to validate my music.
Right.
That I love.
Right.
But from a collective perspective of how the Grammys nominates albums, as long as they're keeping with their tradition of we're gonna nominate stuff that's good, not people that will nominate you because you sell a whole bunch of billboards.
Or
right?
trendy,
right? Grammys have always tried to give us the illusion that it's not all about Billboard charts all the time. I mean, it is.
Right.
But not all the time. And, I've seen hip hop albums get nominated on the Grammys that didn't go platinum. You understand?
Yes.
So if this is the energy we going to keep, then I can see this De La Soul album definitely cracking a nomination. At least cracking it. You know what I mean?
I gotta tune into it because now that you said this, I'm gonna be making sure I just take my time because listen. Yeah, I remember because I'm old school anyway. Listen, I remember 1989 when I first heard the De La Soul's Dead album. But I remember when I first heard that, and I was in love with it back then, and that maybe became a fan of De La Soul too. At that, every time they came and dropped something, I'm like, what's the group? Was the group that they come up with Queen Latifah, Moni Love, and
the whole Native Tongues, Tribe Called Quest, Jungle Brothers,
Tribe Called Quest, Tribe, we lost some great
Black Sheep, Black Sheep, the affiliation with Black Sheep,
affiliation with Black Sheep, You can get with those who don't know Black Sheep pieces. You can get with this. You can get with that.
Get with that,
you know what I'm saying? And it's just
Long Island's finest, man. Shout outs to Long Island, man.
Yeah, Long Island's finest. Yeah,
Long Island could definitely be proud of their hometown heroes, man. Because it's beautiful.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, man. It's just timeless. These artists, man. I mean, the golden era. If you take your time and that's what I love what Nas is doing. Take your time and just put all. This is a great year for all the golden era artists. All the
that's true.
In the 90s, 1990s to do dropping things and
our legends have. Listen, this has been a year of hip hop legends.
Yes, absolutely.
Because earlier this year we had so much more material from good hip hop artists. This year, a little bit of last year. It's like a part of last year and this year.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And we're seeing emergence of MCs who we're seeing our legends. And I like the fact that the music that Nas has been putting out under his label is I don't know what he tells them. I think what he's doing is he's just letting them be themselves.
Right.
Hey man, don't worry about radio play. Don't worry about if you put out great music, it will follow.
Right.
And I think that's what Nas has been encouraging the legends that he has signed. Just put out just put out music you love.
Yes.
And that you want.
Yes.
And do it for your fan base. Because your fan base is who supports you anyway.
Right.
You understand? Right. And that's what I feel when I've listened to every mass appeal release that I've heard this year has gave me the feeling of these guys are just doing music that they love. This has nothing to do with trying to pop. You know what I'm saying? Because they're first of all, you're already legends. You're solidified. All of you guys are Hall of Famers already.
Already.
There's nothing more you need to prove.
No. They just want to put out good music. People want to hear love. There's a group of us.
Yeah.
People that understand real hip hop.
Yep.
And they wanna get that feeling again. The boom bap era. They want to get that feeling again because for a long time it was lost. So they want to get that. No more space music, no more bubblegum music, no more trendy, trap and you know what I'm saying? Or
mumble rap.
None of that space mumble stuff. None of that. No.
Yeah.
People are tired. Okay.
Yeah.
And they want to go back to that boom bap era. They want to like resurface, get a taste of that boom bap era. And what Master P is doing is wonderful.
Well, you know what Zach is? You know what my mind thinks? Jazz is before our time.
Yes.
But people still make jazz. But jazz listeners. So jazz will never die.
Right.
So our hip hop legends are like, I don't care how old you think we are. We could be 50, 60 still rocking the mic.
That's right. Hey, yeah.
We're gonna put out timeless music, and our audience that has aged with us. And if you knew, you knew. But our audience that has aged with us is going to honor and appreciate this. And that's why I love this album so much. And what Nas's label has been putting out this year.
I won't be surprised.
They gave me all my favorites. Okay?
See? Yeah, yes.
That's what they did.
If KRS-One gets on that label and start dropping some fire, or
well, I don't know what the news is, but there was a rumor that but we don't know what label it's going to be under. But I read an article, and this part's not a rumor, but KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, Kool G Rap, and Rakim all got together to do a super group album. That's what got reported in Hip Hop News months ago.
Oh, wow.
And they said that Slick Rick wanted to be a part of it, so they stopped the album just so Rick can get on it.
Woo!
So I don't know if that album is going to be released in collaboration with Nas and Mass Appeal, but I hope it is because it can get the attention that it needs with Nas putting his stamp on it.
Yeah.
As far as his label. So hopefully that is something that's going to come next year.
Next year, yeah.
But yo, that is insane. That lineup,
yeah,
that's my God.
Wow, you got giants there. You got legends.
That's a dream team. That's a dream team. That's a dream team of hip hop right there.
Yes, that's a dream. Yeah, yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I hope that's true. I hope
it's true. Yeah.
But I'm excited. So everyone out there, so it's been a while since we've plugged an album, for people to listen to. But if you're out there, you love hip hop, go peep that De La Soul album, Cabin in the Sky, man. Let me drop a bomb. All right, Zacchaeus.
Yeah.
You were talking off air, man. Let us know what we're talking about right now, man.
Listen, talking about hip hop and talking about legendary.
Yeah.
Talking about like golden era, 90s hip hop. Prize out of the Fugees. What's going on? What's happening? Prize out of the Fugees. I mean, that the news been circling for a little. Been circling recently. This came up. I heard that news since last year, but now it's surfaced. And I got an article I'm gonna read because I'm trying to get the full details because he's just been sentenced to 14 years in prison. Those who don't know the Fugees, ooh la la la, that's the way they, ooh la la.
Ready
la,
or not?
Yeah.
Here I come.
Here I come.
Hide,
You gonna find me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, legendary hip hop group. Prize, how did the Fugees been sentenced 14 years? But I'm gonna read the article right here. Prize Mikkel, member of the Fugees, was sentenced to 14 years. The man is already in his, I think, early 50s already. 14 years in prison, illegally funneling foreign money to former President Barack Obama. That's what the article says. In 2012 re-election campaign, he was convicted of multiple charges, including money laundering, illegal lobbying, witness tampering, and campaign finance violations. The case involves millions of dollars from Malaysian billionaire Joe Low, used efforts to influence the U.S. politics between 2012 and 2017. Mikkel's attorney stated that the sentence is disproportionate and that they would plan to appeal. Now, maybe he, like you said before, we was talking off air. He was he ran into run into some hard times.
Yeah,
he ran into some hard times and got on public assistance and just struggling financially because it's not like, you know, when you run out of royalty money and you run out of, and you've been getting paid off the music royalties and you now you gotta make sure that your income is consistent. And if it's not consistent and you've been not investing your money and you've been spending it on mansions, you've been spending it on certain things, but then you run out of money, it happens. You run because you're not financially educated so much to grow your money.
Right. You're not as the income is not as consistent as it once was when you were active.
Right. So it happens not only to him, but it happens to artists. It happens to
many people.
Many people, you know, movie stars. It happens, you know, you just run out of that income after your royalties. Is like, okay, what's next? And you run into some hard time because that's your craft. That's all you know. That's all you really focused on. And then when you have no shows, nobody's looking for you, no shows, nothing else, because let's face it, Fifth, the music industry landscape has changed dramatically with all the streaming. And it's tough, you know, it's really tough. Not everybody has the personality to do, I guess, go online and do YouTube or do, content creation like Willie D and Drink Champs and
Joe
Budden and others like Cameron and Mace. Yeah, you know, so so he ran into some tough times, and it's hard, you know, it's just that he got into the wrong line of business. In my opinion, he could have done other things. Could have done other things, and he didn't, and he wasn't able to tap into other things. I mean, there's a lot of other things to tap into, especially because it's not like he had a name. He had a little name. He had a name with the Fugees because you know, you call Lauryn Hill, you call Wyclef Jean, and then you say Prize because he's part of the equation of the Fugees, part of the franchise. And it's like, it feels kind of, you know, you just see Nas and not Nas, excuse me. You see Lauryn Hill and Wyclef, you're like, wait a minute, but where is Prize?
Right.
Because he had many lines in the Fugees music and in Fugees releases. So it's like, then this is like,
his biggest, real quick, his biggest solo success was Ghetto Superstar with Maya ODB.
Yes.
But you can only do but so much off of that one record.
Yes, that's a fact. Yeah. And it came out so long ago. It was released so long ago. So as time goes on, royalties do run out, and especially if you're not getting any spins, because let's face it, Ghetto Superstar is the only single that pops off.
That's the only single people know from Prize.
That's it.
I'll tell you real quick. There are people you're gonna be like, how, Fifth? there are people that don't even know Pras is a member of the Fugees.
Oh wow!
They just think he did Ghetto Superstar, and he was a one-hit wonder, and that's it. Not keeping in mind that he was part of a legendary hip hop group that put out one of the Score, one of the best albums in hip hop history.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's an audience that actually knows Pras outside of the Fugees just for that one song.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Yeah. That's all they that's all they know. Yeah. But if you listen, we know hip hop, and we know that Pras was definitely part of the Fugees. And to hear this news, it's really sad to hear this news that he's really facing some tough times, you know.
So let's talk about his charges, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what does it say the actual charges are? Is it just treason? Is it what else is it?
I think money laundering. Something about, he did something with the Malaysian. I guess just with Malaysian billionaire Joe Low. I guess the U.S. is not too fond of doing that kind of business with Malaysian country. So, and I guess he did some kind of deal with them where they paid him some money. They paid him a great deal of money, and he continued to do the deal with them. And because he got desperate, ran into some tough times, and he took the money, took the bait, and now he's facing the consequences. If you really look into it, so what it is, I mean, it's almost like a spy against the U.S. Give the information.
So the FBI was on this, right?
Yes.
So I'm reading an article from British Broadcasting channel network, BBC News.
Yeah.
And it's saying here that he was okay, so he was found guilty of corruption and other charges, including acting as an unregistered foreign agent and witness tampering.
Ooh, yeah.
You could do time for that, definitely. Unregistered. So he was posing as a foreign agent. Yeah, that's not good.
Foreign agent. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like he has an official treason charge, but I would think you would. He's been looked at for a while. He had to he was on trial for something that was related to Leonardo DiCaprio. This was before the Diddy thing. Man,
before the Diddy thing, before the this was before the Diddy thing. I heard this news. I heard a little bit of the news.
Yeah, this is actually kind of old now.
Yeah,
I mean, he just now got his sentencing, but he had been waiting. He had been waiting for a while.
Yes.
Somebody else went down. So the co-defendant, Elliot Brody was pardoned. George Higginbotham received 3 months in probation, and Nick Loom Davis received 24 months. But Pras got 14 years.
That's why they're trying to appeal it. Because 14 years is just a lot. It's just a lot. I mean, yeah, he did wrong, but that's a lot. That's a lot of years.
So that 1 million in assets is 100 million in assets is going to be returned to Malaysia, basically.
Wow.
Another article reports.
So they were giving him that money, right? Pras.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, he was getting that kind of money, but
he may have an espionage charge.
Gee,
I don't know. Hey, the story's still developing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said it earlier. It's almost kind of like a spy thing.
Yeah. And treason, and it's just
illegal money lobbying. Yeah, that's not good. Price is the 53.
Oh. Wow, he's 53 years old, man, and 14 years is just a lot, man. It's just if he, oh man,
he had a lot going on back in 2012 to 2017, man. Campaign finance violations, lying to banks, have been accused of bringing secret illegal foreign influence to bear between 2012 to 2017, span of the time Barack Obama and Donald Trump were in the White House. Man, see, this is why they went back on him. Hey, the one thing about the feds is this, right? And you know this from the Diddy trial, right?
yeah,
They don't bring a charge against you unless they have built up a case for years. That's usually how this works.
Right.
Because the whole point is, they want they don't like being embarrassed.
Right.
So they want to bring charges that stick.
You
know what I'm saying? This is why the thing with Diddy went the way it went, because their whole thing was, we got this guy, but then testimonies was kind of off. So then they was like, look, we got to get Diddy on something.
Right.
Because that whole trial got ugly. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
With Diddy. And that's why Diddy's only going away for 4 months. 4 years.
4 years. Right.
You know, when he was facing a longer time than that.
Yeah.
But they had to get him on something. They had to get him on something. When I say they, I mean the powers that be.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't be able to tolerate or take him getting off, because then it's like, whoa, he beat the feds? Who beats the feds?
Yeah.
Pretty much nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People beat the city and the state all the time. Well, maybe not all the time, but known at times. You understand?
Right.
But beating a Fed case, that ain't something most people beat.
No,
man. And this is the reason why pardons happen, especially for people who go to jail, who go to prison, federal prison for Fed cases, because it's like, oh well, you're gonna get convicted,
right?
But a president can get you out,
right? Yeah,
that's typically how that works. Go ahead, Zacchaeus.
Yes, man. I mean, Praz had a name to even, because I remember when he did a movie. I seen Praz in a movie before. He acted before.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I mean,
he actually did pretty good in that movie. I'm trying to remember what it was, but no, he got a movie. I know about that.
Yeah. He acted before, so he has talent other than beyond music.
Mm-hmm.
So much other things you got to get into, and but this one right here seems like this is Unforgiven, because so much other things you can tap into, especially if you have a name. I keep reiterating that because it's true. Listen, we're not like popular hip hop artists, but we do something to keep ourselves creative and keep our creativity going.
He did a movie with Ja Rule, Turn It Up.
Yeah, that's the movie I've seen. Yes, Turn Up with Ja Rule. Yes. He did very well with that movie. Yes.
Yeah, he
like early 2000, I think.
Yeah, he did a show called Fast Lane.
Yes.
Yeah, Praz did a few things in that world.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but he'd probably say that desperate times come to desperate measures. Desperate, it became desperate.
Yeah,
he became desperate, and some people do desperate things when it comes to desperate measures and panic. They jump into all type of things because tried to feed their families or trying to stay afloat and facing financial struggle and difficulty but yeah. So sorry to hear that about Praz, man. I mean, yeah. And I hope they appeal it, and I hope he gets a second chance.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't really have an opinion on what should happen to him. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I will say this. When it comes to, especially right now with who's in office.
Right.
You get accused of treason, good luck. You get convicted on treason, that's what I meant to say, convicted. Good luck.
Good luck.
Oh, and he got sentenced for 14. Best believe he doing, trust me, talking about the feds now. Best believe how they feel, he's doing that full 14 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Ain't no getting out for good behavior.
Not for treason.
Not for treason. Not when it comes to the feds, period.
Yeah. Betraying the U.S. It's like, you live here. So it's like, why,
Yeah.
You live
also,
here.
Also, keep in mind, Praz is Haitian.
Yes. Yes, he's Haitian, yeah.
Yeah. I shouldn't even have to tell you how Mr. T feels about Haitians. Remember what he said on his campaign trail?
Oh, yes. Oh,
buttermilk biscuits.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I won't repeat what he said. I don't want to feed into that.
Right.
All right, let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, this is impromptu because I ain't even want to talk about this, but Nicki Minaj made the news. She spoke at the UN meeting, responding to a recent. It's been a couple weeks. I wouldn't say recent, but she's recently responding. That is
right.
Trump told Nigeria, well, the ones that are in Nigeria, basically, his message was, to that group out there that's been killing Christians. Don't make me send troops out there. I mean, basically, that's kind of his attitude. Yeah. I'll play a new segment of it, and then we're going to play what Nikki said.
Yeah.
Because, to be honest with you, man, hey, this is new to me. I didn't know.
I heard the news. I did a video on it. Bukim Haran, they were killing in Nigeria. They were killing Christians that were in Nigeria, Christian Nigerians, and I seen videos, man. Christians were like, they were crying out for help from the U.S. So,
all right, let's get into it.
Tonight in our deep dive, President Trump setting his sights on Nigeria. In multiple social media posts, Trump accused Nigeria's government of allowing the killing of Christians and said the U.S. may, quote, go into the West African country and, quote, wipe out Islamic terrorists he says are responsible for horrible atrocities. He says that he's instructed the Pentagon to prepare for possible action. Meantime, Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says religious freedom and tolerance are core tenets of Nigeria's collective identity and will remain so. He also said his administration is committed to working with the U.S. government to protect communities of all faiths. For more on this, I'm joined by Atlantic staff writer Graham Wood, who has reported extensively in Nigeria. Graham, thank you so much for joining me here today. Now, Nigeria is nearly evenly split between Christians and Muslims. Is there any credibility to President Trump's claim that Christianity faces an existential threat there?
No, that would be news to the 100 million plus Christians who are living full and happy lives in Nigeria. But it is true that Boko Haram and other Islamist groups have created a hellish atmosphere for Christians and for Muslims who are under their territory. So the idea that Christians are persecuted, not false, but a lot of other people are too. The Boko Haram's a group that's part of the Islamic State, and if you remember from when the Islamic State was a going concern in Syria a couple of years ago, they were very, very, very harsh against fellow Muslims as well. So this is a very messy situation, and it certainly doesn't rise to the level of possibly extinguishing Christianity in Nigeria.
Now, in terms of that situation, Amnesty International calls the violence in Nigeria a humanitarian crisis. Do we know who's responsible and who the victims typically are?
Yeah, so this group Boko Haram has been around for 25 years or so, and it's gotten more ideological and quite violent over the years. Since 2009, when its leader was killed, they've started to, the group's name means books are forbidden. So like Western education is forbidden, which gives you a sense of the type of real law that they would like to inflict on everybody. That group has been displacing millions of people in Nigeria. So when we're talking about the death toll, we're talking about people who have had to flee their homes and who have suffered from disease as well as direct violence from that group.
Now, you've reported extensively about the rise of the Islamic State and Boko Haram. So what is specifically driving this resurgence?
Like, there's often there's a lot of things that go into this, and the thing that the Islamic State brought was ideology. So there was this idea that there's only one way to be Muslim, and if you're not that type of Muslim, then you need to be fought against, and you have to be fought against actually more vigorously than you'd fight against Christians. So Nigeria is a split country. It's half Muslim, it's half Christian, and of the Muslims, very few of them have the same attitude as Boko Haram. They don't play well with others. And so what we're seeing is areas of Nigeria that are being cleared out, that are extremely violent, and that have been kept that way for quite some time by a group that simply does not like the type of religion that is practiced by others.
So why is President Trump now focused on this issue at this moment?
Yeah, Trump has, over the years, we've seen this a number of times, had passing interests. And some of those interests have been things that are very worthwhile to take an interest in, including violence in Nigeria. Why recently? As we see the things that he's taken an interest in foreign affairs, we've seen in South Africa this fixation on white farmers and their plight. And there is indeed violence against white farmers, but there's not a genocide. And similarly, there's indeed violence against Christians in Nigeria, but it too is not a genocide. So I think what we've seen here is that Trump gets an idea in his head that there is something that he can do something about, that he can lend his leverage against. And this happens to be it right now. This is strongly being pushed by American Christians who have, again, possibly read some headlines, possibly been aware of the real difficulties that Christians and others have faced in Nigeria, and then tells Trump, well, let's see if you can do something about it. And this is what he's tried to do.
Now, what precedent is there for U.S. military interventions in West Africa?
The U.S. military interventions in West Africa, unlike, say, the French, who have gone into their former colonies very eagerly, the U.S. interventions have been much more modest. They've been counter-terror operations. Mali has had some important ones. Going into Nigeria is not going to be easy. To extinguish Boko Haram is something that the Nigerian military has tried to do for quite some time now. Now, the United States military is, of course, much more competent, less corrupt than the Nigerian military. But if the people who are there are trying to do it and can't get it done, then I think that we should be humble about what we think the United States military would like to do and have some sense of the morass that it would involve sending U.S. special operators, for example, into the jungle in West Africa, in a country where they likely have not been training for. So it would be a huge, huge undertaking. And I would be surprised if Trump himself or the U.S. military has the appetite to undertake it.
Graham Wood, your analysis is always welcome. Thank you very much for that.
Thanks.
Well,
No,
I mean,
yes.
that was well reported, but I have my go ahead, Zacchaeus, because I heard some things there.
Yeah, man. I mean, to send U.S. troops into Nigeria and to send them into the areas where Boko Haram knows very well.
Mm-hmm.
They've been studying that land for years. It's like you're walking into a death trap.
Mm-hmm.
They know that land very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been, the man said they've been there for over 20 plus years. Now Boko Haram is like malicious Muslim. Not every Muslim is like that in Nigeria. But Boko Haram is like the militia, like the hardcore, like militia terrorist kind of group. And Nigeria. They want to wipe out. Their goal is to wipe out Christians, to make Nigeria, all of Nigeria, full-blown Muslims, make it a Muslim nation. And Trump just happened to find great interest. I didn't think he was going to do anything about it, but
he hasn't yet. But here's the thing: he's Congress is not going to support this in the way that he think they will, because first of all, the UN, he has to go to the UN for this.
Right.
Now, he would like to forego that and just bypass it. But that's not how this is going to work. Because you could do more harm than good than just saying, well, I'm going to just send them over there. Because first of all, you need to talk to the Nigeria's military.
Exactly.
You can't just impose. One of the things I don't like about this is a very sensitive algorithm. Here we go. I don't like the bully perception that always seems to happen with, this land. You get where I'm going.
Definitely, absolutely,
so
yeah.
You can't just say, well, I'm gonna go over there and then you're just gonna have to feel our wrath. It's not how that's supposed to work. Because you're setting. Look, number one, you got to get all your facts straight about what's actually going on out there.
Right.
Because you heard what was reported. He was like, with persecution, but can you prove that it's actual genocide? And then he mentioned how the interest of, he said it, the reporter, he said white farmers being attacked. He said, but it's not a genocide.
Yeah.
Well, if he's talking about crime is crime, regardless of what you look like.
Right.
So if you just so happen to not look like the Nigerians and you get harmed, you need to know why. That doesn't mean this is happening because this is some type of genocide. And secondly, who's leading the genocide? If it's a civilian,
right.
If a civilian does a job on to end someone, you can't just say that's what the country's doing. That's that civilian. So you have you have to actually prove that this is some type of act of war that would warrant you to send troops out there. In the same way troops were sent to, Afghanistan, not 9/11 era. You feel me? So Zacchaeus, go ahead, man. You give your full thoughts. You have previous commentary about this anyway. And then we're going to get into what Nicki Minaj said.
Yes. And what they want to do, what the militia want to do, Boko Haram, is just take over. And they have Christians. You see them on this footage of Christians crying that they're dying, they're getting killed, murdered. Murdered out there because they were a Muslim nation. So they're getting murdered, they're getting, because they calling God's name Christ, and they're getting murdered for that, a persecution. And one of the Nigerian pastors called out and cried out, said, listen, this family's getting slaughtered. And I'm calling out for the US or any British government to come out there to help to what's going on in Nigeria. They need help. Because I'm sure the Nigerian military is aware of what's going on. They're fully aware of what's going on. And like what the man said in the news, they said that they had a tough time stopping the Boko Haram. You don't know how much Boko Haram groups are out there. And I'm glad that the T has to go to Congress to make sure everything is legit, make sure everything is okay, because it's a lot. It's almost like you're getting persecuted for calling Christ's name out. It is the same thing. It's the same thing, because you claim Christ, or you walk in Jesus' name. You're getting they're like, you're like a martyr. because and people are it's a scary thing going on in Nigeria. There's a whole videos. I did a small portion of it. I did a video of footage of it, and I seen some footage where they're just crying and saying, listen, we need intervention. Can someone intervene? So there's Christians that possibly Nigerians, a lot of Nigerians here in the US that are Christians, believers, and they reached out to possibly send letters and reached out and to the government and said, listen, because anything can be done about this situation. And that's, pray for them, man. And hopefully Boko Haram I know it's going to be a long battle, long situation. But they want to have their way with the Islamic, just hardcore Islamic beliefs, so yeah.
Yeah, Zacchaeus, though, is he concerned about the Boko Haram sleeper cells that may possibly be in America?
No.
So the reason why I asked that question is because where was this attitude? Brother, you just told me that Boko Haram been around for 20 plus years.
Yes.
I remember the Bring Our Girls Home campaign. That was a long time ago.
A long time ago. I remember that. Yeah.
Right. So my thing is, where was this before? Right? Mm-hmm. Because if the agenda is let's help Nigeria, and then now let's put a military base in Nigeria, then are we, well, not we as in me and you, but is this nation going into another nation that they want to police?
Quite. That's a
good question, right?
Yeah, very
then
good.
How do the Nigerians that are already here in America feel about this? It's another good question.
Not a good question, yeah. How do they feel? Yeah.
Let's go into what Nikki said.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
This actually surprises me because what does Nikki have to do with Nigeria? But
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. The last time I checked, she is a descendant of Trinidadian immigrants. So I mean,
it's a Trini.
Yeah. Not that you have to be Nigerian to care.
Right.
I don't want to say that because
yeah.
Martin Luther King said an injustice to anywhere is injustice everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
I'm not saying that because I have a problem with any type of
injustice.
With any type of injustice or any type of genocide, homicidal genocide in this nation and other nations, right? But I just want to know what the approach is and what does this mean for America and Nigeria and the rest of the world for that matter, because I look at things from a domino effect.
Right.
Okay, you're looking at Nigeria. What else are you looking at?
Right.
You understand?
Yes.
Because it may start here, but then now you're up in the whole West Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And then my question is there oil in Nigeria?
Yeah, because to me it was like, okay,
there's got to be some piece at the end of the day, regardless of whether it's terrorism or not.
Yeah,
countries always go to war for resources at some point.
Yes,
that'd be the main source.
Yes,
other than just being attacked.
Yes, 1971 Gulf War, Vietnam. But yeah, okay.
There's always resources. I mean, there was, they found gold. When during the World War II, gold was to be found in certain places where they were dropping bombs at. So there's always some type of Anyway, let me play this. Sorry, I'm going off on the tangent.
Hello, everyone. I must say I am very nervous, so please, well, thank you, Ambassador Waltz, for this invitation. It is an honor to stand on this stage with you and the other distinguished speakers here today to shine a spotlight on the deadly threat faced by thousands of Christians in Nigeria. I would like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on the global stage in calling for urgent action to defend Christians in Nigeria, to combat extremism, and to bring a stop to violence against those who simply want to exercise their natural right to freedom of religion or belief. I stand here as a proud New Yorker with a deep sense of gratitude that we live in a country where we can freely and safely worship God regardless of one's creed, background, or politics. No group should ever be persecuted for practicing their religion, like I recently stated on social media. And we don't have to share the same beliefs in order for us to respect each other. We're way beyond thinking or expecting or assuming for, the person sitting next to you to have the exact same beliefs. We're beyond that. That's ridiculous. But that shouldn't make one person feel less safe than anyone in any room. Music has taken me around the globe. I have seen how people, no matter their language, culture, or religion, come alive when they hear a song that touches their soul. Religious freedom means we all can sing our faith regardless of who we are, where we live, and what we believe. But today, faith is under attack in way too many places. In Nigeria, Christians are being targeted, driven from their homes, and killed. Churches have been burned. Families have been torn apart. And entire communities live in fear constantly, simply because of how they pray. Sadly, this problem is not only a growing problem in Nigeria, but also in so many other countries across the world, and it demands urgent action. And I want to be clear. Protecting Christians in Nigeria is not about taking sides or dividing people. It is about uniting humanity. Nigeria is a beautiful nation with deep faith traditions and lots of beautiful barbs that I can't wait to see. When one's church, mosque, or place of worship is destroyed, everyone's heart should break just a little bit. And the foundation of the United Nations, with its core mandate to ensure peace and security, should shake. I am joined here today by peace builders, by faith leaders, by those who saw violence, saw rising intolerance, saw the threats clearly before us, and chose not to look the other way. I am inspired by their work to build interfaith ties, to see the humanity across the lines which might divide us, and to fight for security and liberty for all those who pray. I look forward to our discussion today, and I hope it will encourage deepened solidarity for us to urgently work together to ensure every person can enjoy the right to believe, to worship, and to live in peace. Barbs, I know you're somewhere listening. I love you so very much. You have been the ultimate light in my life and career for so long. I appreciate you, and I want to make it very clear once again that this isn't about taking sides. This is about standing up in the face of injustice. It's about what I've always stood for my entire career, and I
real quickly, for those who don't understand, the language there. Nikki said the words barbs. For those who are not familiar with Nicki Minaj at all, barbs is her term for her fans. Barbs comes from Barbie. For those who know the Barbie doll. So she's talking about her fans. I just want people to understand that that's who she was referring to when she says barbs. Okay, because that's so vague, and this is why Nikki, she's not used to speaking in this matter. But if Nikki would have said my fans, that's more that language goes more across the aisle.
Yeah.
As opposed to more small community based. Nobody's gonna know what she's saying. I'll get back to playing it. It's almost over.
Will continue to stand for that for the rest of my life. I will care if anyone anywhere is being persecuted for their beliefs. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, Zacchaeus?
I mean, well said. Well said. Because she's saying that in a great way that people should have the freedom to worship who they want to worship. It shouldn't be like a being persecuted, and possibly murdered for standing for Christ. If I say Jesus Christ, you're allowed to say Allah. You know, so it shouldn't be a and I, you know, she said, I thought she was gonna say something off, but she's on point with that. She's on point with it, because the truth of the matter is that that it comes a problem when you cannot worship the Lord the way how you usually worship the Lord, and they have an issue with that. So in other words, you gotta hide how you worship, and people shouldn't live like that. People shouldn't live like that. And but my only thing is caught the attention of President T. So maybe there's ways to go about it. And so I don't know what's the strategy, the approach. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen right away. It's going to take some time. Yeah.
Nikki has a brother who could be facing serious time over a statutory rape case.
Oh, yeah.
So y'all do with that information y'all will with that one, in terms of her.
I heard something like that.
Right, in terms of her connection with Mr. T on this. But anyway, y'all use your own creative thinking when it comes to that. But I just wanted to mention that because you mentioned, what does Nicki Minaj have to do with Mr. T?
Right.
And that rings a bell. That's all. Let's
just make the connection.
Right. Not to say that she doesn't genuinely care about what's going on in Nigeria, but I asked this question before I played the video.
Yeah.
Why does she get to address the UN? Shouldn't somebody from Nigeria address the union? I mean, isn't there plenty of Nigerians who are born in America or immigrated here that would probably love to, who are celebrities, by the way?
They're celebrity Nigerians.
There's plenty. There's several.
Singers,
there's several that's
artists,
here, you know.
Artists, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure, you know, they would like to speak to the UN, but I don't know. We don't know that. We don't know their faith. We don't know what their beliefs are.
Right.
Their religious beliefs are. Maybe a few of them are Muslim, and they said, "Oh no, we don't want to hear."
Yeah. They don't want to, you know. Yeah.
So my thing is that, kids, how come nobody cares this much when a group is killing Muslims.
Oh, well, that's going on somewhere. Yes, that is.
I'm just saying, how could I mean, let's just keep it real, because you shouldn't be killed for that either.
No, people should not be killed for their beliefs. No,
right.
Absolutely.
So we've had genocide, we've had genocidal, homicidal incidents where it was, a group, right, and they were killing a certain set of people, and their beliefs were Muslim. I'm not saying they were getting killed, because we're not talking about Muslim on Muslim crime.
Right.
But I'm just saying, I mean, how come, I don't see the news care this much when it's that way?
Right.
So my thing is, for these Christians that are in Nigeria, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or is there some Americans there that got killed too? Makes you think.
No. Yeah.
Because you're not going to sit up here and tell me that for 20 years, Nigerian Christians have been killed by Boko Haram, and now you want to do something about it? I think some people who actually matter got caught up in that. Hello. I think you know what I mean by that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
There must be some people who matter, quote unquote, who actually killed, in what do you call that? In an act of war,
in the line of duty,
collateral damage.
Yes. And sometimes to get attention,
casualties of war sometimes take the innocent,
and sometimes to grab like the U.S. attention, it's got to be something that happened that grabbed the attention. It could be somebody that has like prestige, or somebody that has like that's part of the elite or the 1%, or someone of prestige that, or the elite, that something happened where they went and they didn't come back. So now that automatically somebody of value to the US. They went and they didn't come back, and now they just grab the attention but if let's say we went to Virginia. I mean, not Virginia, excuse me. We went to Nigeria. And like, let's say we go to Haiti and we get kidnapped, or it may not even make the news. It may make the news, may make the news, but they're not going to send troops down there. They're not. It's not going to happen. We just keeping it real. Because the truth of the matter is that someone of value to the U.S. happens to that. So because you scratch your head, because if this has been going on for a while, all of a sudden now they gonna send troops there now. Think about all the battles and wars in the past. History.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a favor for a favor.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Favor for a favor.
Like, I watch your back, you watch mine, because later on there may be someone I want to attack, and I'm going to need your troops to help us.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. I feel like we talked enough about this.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap it up. This was a current events show. We haven't done one in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll let the people know where they can reach me. At the Fifth General, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. TikTok, Fifth General TV.
Yes.
YouTube, Fifth General TV. Zacchaeus, Let them know where they
You
can
reach
reach
me
you.
on TikTok, Wayne Back Street on TikTok, also Instagram, Zacchaeus Music on TikTok, on YouTube, Zacchaeus Gospel Soca on YouTube. Also, you can reach me on Facebook at Wayne Backers 167 on Facebook as well. Definitely.
All right, y'all. That was another episode of Mrs. Z and Fifth saying peace and God bless, man. We'll see y'all next time.